And
Okay, and you said you came from Bed-Stuy, right?
yes.
If you could paint a picture of what you would see coming out of your door in Bed-Stuy back in the day when you were being raised.
Oh, all right. When I first came back to America, when I was about 7 or 8, I came at night. So at night, late night, my block looked real beautiful. You know, coming from the islands, when you come to America, you sitting like, whoa, we ain't got too many tall buildings in the islands.
Right.
So we sitting here, I'm looking like, yo, this is crazy. America looks so good. Next morning I get up, gunshots. You understand? Violence, people dropping. I couldn't go outside at certain times because they were beefing with other individuals. You seen the guys out there with the 190Es, the Maximas with the wings on it,
Absolutely.
the Saabs, the Jaguars. My block was a major drug block.
Yeah.
So, you know, as I started to come out and maneuver through the summer, you know, what caught me was like, you know, the guys would be like, that's how I got my name, was from my block. The older guys, hey, Red Man, come here. Go to the store and go get me some cigarettes or something. Keep the change. That's how it starts out. You understand? So, you know, I'm going to stores, get them change. You know, at that time, they're selling a kid beer and they don't care. Go get them a beer, come back there, let me keep the change. And I started fantasizing about their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I started examining their lifestyle, and I'm just sitting here like, man, they're really getting it. But they wasn't really getting it. So you don't know the difference until you touch real money. And you start to see real empires being built. You realize these guys were peons. That car wasn't nothing. That car worth 30, 40, 50 grand. That's all they had to their name. But it caught my attention as a kid. And as it caught my attention as a kid, I really wanted to be like them. I said, man, those guys are living it. And you know, you see them for a year and they not went to jail. You thinking they're gonna live their whole life out here. Sometimes when they disappear, you don't know where they went. They done got 40 years in prison. You don't have no idea. So, like I said, coming out of my block as being a major drug block, I seen a lot of killings on my block. I used to, when I come home from school, this is kind of a concept of what Bedford-Stuyvesant looked like. And if anybody ever been in the 90s, I'm sure they'll agree. Coming home from school, sometimes I come home from school late, probably about 6, 7 o'clock, because I'm watching bodies under white sheets. Almost every other day. We find the block where the bodies drop at. And because you got to remember, this is when the crack war was going on.
Okay.
You understand? This is when the crack war started. We got crack vials in the seams of the concrete everywhere. Crack vials everywhere over Bed-Stuy. And men are killing each other for these areas. So it was a typical day of coming home from school and just watching dead bodies just sitting on the white sheets. Like we just sit there and stare at a white sheet for hours.
Damn.
Or maybe 4 or 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was our everyday life, just, you know. And, you know, growing up, these guys that was doing the killings, they hold gangster reputation. And the city loved them. You understand? Bed-Stuy loved them. They're like the ones that's running around. And, you know, that, as growing up as a kid, that stuff starts to mold you. Like, I want to be like one of them. I want to be the gangster they is. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because when they walk around, nobody don't touch them.
Right.
Nobody don't dare step in their way.
Right.
And this stuff starts to mold you as a child. Like, you know, I have a concept about how government officials and even regular people look at criminals. They have no idea, understanding how they got there.
No idea.
No idea.
Right.
You understand? They think these guys are just something that you want to be a killer or a criminal, but they have no idea how these men got there because they wasn't dealt those cards.
Okay.
Understand? So that was a typical going around. You know, I know people watch Paid in Full.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, Bed-Stuy was similar to Paid in Full.
Okay.
You understand?
Because you said you know these guys were peons because they had a $40,000 or $50,000 car and that's all they had to their name. And I vividly remember. It's funny that you say that. I vividly remember Money Making Mitch had the dope vehicle.
Yeah.
But when he went home, he went home to the projects.
Yeah.
He didn't go to a nice luxurious, you know, condo or house. That's funny.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's true. Most drug dealers you see, when it's time to get bond, they calling someone else. Most drug dealers you see can't afford the proper lawyers, they got to take the lawyers' cars and stuff like that. You understand? You understand? I mean, this is I've been in jail, and I've been in the system, so I got a chance to see individuals who couldn't even pay lawyers, who couldn't even find a way out of that place.
Damn.
You understand where I'm coming from? And they had to scrape up from their homeboys to actually get there. So sometimes they glorify these individuals when actually these individuals have never seen no money. Now, are there some that have seen some money? Yes, don't get it wrong. There are some guys that have really seen some money in these streets, but they're the very few. Most of the other times, everything else is just a smokescreen that you're seeing. A facade they put on like they got it when they really don't got it.
So that's not real. Well, for the most part, like you said, it's not real.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay. All right, man. So you kind of painted that picture of Bed-Stuy and what Bed-Stuy was, or maybe still is in New York. I don't know. I haven't been to Bed-Stuy in a minute.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Bed-Stuy, it didn't look bad. I guess because it got gentrified a little bit.
Oh yes,
but
yeah.
But yeah, you're giving us that picture. Go on, man, and keep telling your story.
Yeah. So like you said, Bed-Stuy look a little bit different now.
Yeah.
Mayor Giuliani cleaned up Bed-Stuy.
Cut them lights on.
Yeah, he took every killer, every criminal up out of those streets, and a lot of regular citizens paid the debt too as well, as being picked up just because of the color of your skin.
And you're talking about the stop and frisk.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and into that.
Yeah, I was a victim of that.
Oh, really?
Many times. I was so used to going to jail in New York. I called my mom and she'd be like, "Where you been? I ain't heard from you in 3 days." I just came out of jail, Mom. She was like, "All right." She done got used to it. So I mean, just doing nothing.
Right.
Just walking the streets, being a black man, and the cops pass by you, and you look at them, they look at you, they jump out on you, and you better not say nothing to them in New York. And I mean, this is why they had so much violence against them as well, because they didn't know how to deal with the people. So in an environment where out of every 3 people, 1 is a killer, these cops had to be careful because they were actually mentally and physically abusing the citizens. And like I said, he cleaned up, so it became a whole different place. But that was before I actually left Bed-Stuy. I mean, that was after I actually left Bed-Stuy, because I was happy to see the cleanup in the long run, the aftermath. But a lot of people lost jobs, homes, and stuff behind what Mayor Giuliani did, because they were picking up every and anyone, and holding you downtown for 3 days just to run your fingerprints, just to see if you're a criminal. And people got real jobs. Now they just disappear from their job for 3 days. Their boss is like, "What's going on?" They come home, they don't have nothing. So
you telling me they was picking up brothers and sisters, locking them up for 3 days?
Yes, in Central Booking.
This sounds eerily familiar to what we're seeing with ICE now.
Yes.
So it was happening to black people though.
Oh yes.
But wasn't no outcry like it is now.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Go ahead.
And the thing was, because when they pick you up, they got a paddy wagon. It's a big van, so everybody get thrown in that van.
That's ICE. Right.
Yeah. So listen, I know my community. I know who the criminals are.
Right.
When I get in there, it might be 2 or 3 criminals and 6 regular citizens.
Wow.
And they're there crying, while we're just sitting there as this is normal to us.
Right.
And believe me, a lot of them came home, lost their job, lost their career and everything. Destroyed a lot of families, man.
Good God, man. All right, so I appreciate you breaking that down, what you saw every day. Let's dive into how you got introduced into the game. I remember you were saying that it'd be a dope boy seeing you down to the bodega or the store, and they'd say, "Hey man, go ahead and give me this, this, and this, keep the change." Is that kind of...
No, well, my choice of coming into the dope game at the age of a very young age started from me having $50. And a lot of people seen the empire I built, and they would think to themselves, they would never know that started from $50. And I had $50 one day, and I said to myself, I need to make some money, just like those guys on my block was doing. So I had the $50. I walked down the block from my house, and I seen someone that appeared to be a crackhead. And I asked him, I said, hey, come in. Let me talk to you for a second. He's like, what's up? I said, man, I got $50. I want to buy some crack and make some money. His eyes popped wide open. All right, let's get this done. And we went. I got the crack. I knew someone that had some. Got the crack. And he told me, he said, listen, I need, you need a plate, some razor blades, and some 12 by 12s, right? Which is the little baggies.
Okay.
We went ahead and got those. I didn't even have the money to get that stuff because I only had $50. I'm a kid. And we went and got the stuff. We went to my house. Went to my mama's house. We chopped everything up, bagged it up, went out there. So for $50, we made $100. And he actually sold it for me. You know what I'm saying? So if I think we made 120 when we bagged it up. I gave him the 20, kept the 100, and went back to the guy and spent the 100. And from that day, I never stopped. From that day, it was a keep going because I didn't buy nothing. I wasn't like the average drug dealer who bought a whole bunch of fancy clothes and stuff like that. I mean, what people seen in Roanoke was the aftermath of where I came from, but they never seen the sacrifice. They never seen the sacrifice in the streets that I made when I was young.
Okay.
You understand where I'm coming from? So people might say, hey, oh, he didn't wear fancy clothes. And no, at one time I lived like an addict.
Okay.
I wasn't on drugs, but I looked like one of them for a long time. But guess what? My money was moving more and growing more than everyone else. Because, and that's the problem with, especially black men when they're into the narcotics trade. They spend all their money on material things instead of actually learning how to invest it in the proper things. And yes, as I came up eventually, did I spend a lot of money on material stuff? Yes, I did. I regret every bit of it. I probably would have been $15 million strong right now if I didn't do that.
15 million.
Yeah, probably more than that. You understand? And I regret it. Like I as fast as I made it is as fast as I blew it. So like I say, I got into that game. The crackhead started selling the drugs. We started moving up. Next thing you know, probably 6-7 months later, I'm spending $5-6 grand. But I'm continually going back in the pot. I'm not blowing it.
So instead of buying Jordans, you're actually saving to
Yes.
re-up on
Yes.
larger quantity of what you're going to sell.
Yes.
Now, what you did say, if I could just butt in here for a second, you were saying that you were a young man. You didn't put a number on this. How old were you, brother?
Oh, I was probably 13.
You was 13 years old?
Yeah, 13, 14, somewhere around there.
When you said to yourself, I got $50, I want to be like the dope boys. I want to go out here and sell this joint right here so I can make me some money.
Yeah, probably around 13, 14, somewhere around there.
Damn.
I mean, in my neighborhood, that's late, though.
Whoa. All right, hold on. I'm from Roanoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Bed-Stuy,
explain that. Explain that.
Bed-Stuy, 11, 12, they jumping out there.
So 11, 12, they jumping off the back porch.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize, how half of the guys that's jumping out there, their mothers are addicts, pops are drug dealers. And I feel for that community because no one knows what it's like to come from that. And all we do is judge. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of realizing these kids were dealt these cards.
Right.
You understand? They didn't ask for this.
Right.
They didn't ask to be born. So like I said, in my community, the guys are starting pretty young. But the problem was, at that age, once they start getting into the game, they don't have no sense of how to save their money. You know what I'm saying? The first thing is first, they want to go ahead and buy all the nice stuff. And then, that's how they start. Not saying that they won't make it, but they'll make it, but they'll never really see the real big picture.
Okay.
You understand?